Hey friends, and welcome to another YouTube video in which we're gonna speak about how you can actually start the business of your dreams from scratch. So many people out there want to actually build their business of their dreams. They want to classically escape the 9 to 5. And there are so many people out there screaming and saying different ways about how you can achieve that. The difference of this video is that I've done it multiple times for many businesses and not just my business. So if you keep watching, I guarantee that you will find steps that will guide you through and build something that is meaningful and can at least guarantee that you'll be building a business that gets you 10K per month. And some stats might motivate you first. The percentage of self-made millionaires has been increasing throughout the years. And right now in the US, self-made millionaires account for 69% of the millionaires in the States. That means that you can do it for yourself. It doesn't mean that you need lots of money to achieve high results, and that everybody can actually become a millionaire if they work strategically. The second enormous stat is that most businesses, to get actual good results, all they needed to start were less than 5K. This means that anyone can start their business. You don't have to spend lots of money, and even if you don't have that 5K, with a guide right here that I'm sending to you and with lots of time and effort, I can guarantee that you will get to that goal super fast. And something more that I like to say is another stat that my research team has found, and that is that 77% of founders and of startup business people actually have started their own business and they don't regret it. And that's enormous because you're in that position and you're trying to think, should I leave my job? Should I stop working there? I've been there as well as you have, and I have always been doubting, should I be starting or jobbing my 9 to 5? The thing is, first off, no need to rush into doing that. Second of all, 77% of people who have done it say that they don't regret this. So go ahead and do it when you feel ready and don't look back. So before I continue the rest of the video, I'd like to make a small intro for this channel. If you're new here, in this channel, we discuss ways to grow your businesses to 1 million ARR using sales and marketing systems. In case you actually want to build your own online business, then make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on the notifications button. Now back to the topic of this video on how you can actually build an enormously successful business from scratch. So the first thing that people struggle with is that they struggle with idea. And there are so many ideas out there and you can basically do anything, right? But you need to find that one idea that would just boost your efforts and would grow your business and would make a significant impact. Well, no. So many people are just struggling with it and are trying forever to find an idea and don't actually act. My advice is that you act first. It's so easy to find an idea, and it doesn't have to be a $1 billion idea, and it doesn't have to solve a problem that everybody has. Those problems are hard to find and are hard to estimate if they're actually a $1 billion idea. So just make sure that you find an idea, and I guarantee that any idea, if structured well as a business, can get you to 1 million or even 10 million ARR. So how do you go around finding that idea? So what you can do first is make sure you look at your environment. You're a person and you have so many problems to solve. Well, some of them could be the next idea. And the thing is that if you look at your workplace, you'll see so many problems that the workplace you're on has, and so many issues that it's facing. Maybe it has to do with structure, or it has to do with, let's say, a really more simplistic problem like paperwork. The essential thing here is that you actually spend the time and the effort to find those people. The next thing you can do is look at your daily life. It could be that you don't like toasting, or it takes too much effort to take out trash. Anything can be a business idea. For example, there are those guys who build out a trash can that can actually go and throw trash themselves. So why not you? And then last but not least, if you cannot have any problem of your own, which I guarantee you will, what you can do is that you can ask friends or business partners and see at the problems that they have. Find people that you care about, because that's the most essential thing for an idea to succeed. If you find an audience that you care, you will work for them and you really will benefit and understand what those people are doing. So for example, for me, what I'm doing mostly is that I'm actually helping founders out. And what the reason is because I really like those innovative people who are trying to figure out and change the world. And that's why my business is built on that. It is really enjoyable for me to actually, try every day to help those people. And as a result, this makes me good at what I do. So just make sure that you help those people that you actually would care about. So once you've done that, then market research comes next. So find people who have the same similar problem as you have, or that you have identified. Find them through communities, find them through maybe social media, find them through acquaintances. Speak with those people and book like 15 minutes of a call to actually go through those ideas with you, and that you explain to them how you're going to solve their problem. It's essential to actually give them to understand and record those sessions, because you will use those sessions later to understand better how you will position your product. At the end of the call, make sure that you ask them if they would need you to solve the problem for them. For example, it could be that you are actually only doing something like a housekeeping, or that you do something more complex, like helping them boost their business and getting in front of people. Anything you do, you can just ask them to do that for them for free, and then they will definitely agree on this, because nobody would say no to any free. The pro tip here is that if you could and you have paid the effort, I guarantee you will be able to find people who have authority, influencers, people who are actually out there speaking lots and sharing lots of stuff, and do it for them. The reason is that they can influence people and they can actually then give you a solid social proof in the future. And this is exactly the same method that I'm actually using for my course, Be Rebellious. So for me, I'm having success with startups as an agency. But now I want to turn this into a course. I don't want to be anymore this person, this guy that will just be working with people, but I would like to teach people and help people. Now I have never done this before. And I want to help the most people I can, and I want most people benefit from this. That's why my first cohort will be at a really low rate. The reason is that I want to test it and gain significant feedback. So instead of paying tons of money, you actually get tons of knowledge, and you get that at a really low price. So if you haven't registered for my course yet, I'd suggest you click on the button on the description and make sure that you reserve your spot. Next step is that you actually create case studies. So you've spoken to people, you have them working with you, you have some people doing that for free, which is totally fine at this point and stage of your career. But what you need to do now is to actually try to get this into a business. And the first thing that you need to get people to pay you is to have results to prove to them. So what you need to do now, you have now the chance to get those people who you worked with and get them to speak about their success they were having with you. So just make sure that you translate this success specifically. So if you want to help people grow their subscribers on YouTube, then go and speak about this result with those people and record a video about it. If you help them with their ads, make sure you show the result they got, more clients, more appearances in front of people. Make sure that you make those as visible and as easy to comprehend as possible, because that's your ticket to the next level. Once you have that, create a stunning website and share there all the case studies, all the amazing things you've done. Step number 4. Build business foundations. Basically, a few only things that you need to do to build those foundations. First off, you need to decide on a price. Now, how most people do it is that they actually go and search for competitors and they find the price. Well, that's good, but that's not good enough. What you have is so many people that tried your product for free before, and now you can go and ask them how much they would pay. First off, what you'll do is that you will convert those people to paid clients. So if someone says to you, I'd like to pay $49 for this, you go ahead and say, yes, that makes perfect sense. let's work on it. Or if they don't, then you actually start a bit of negotiation. But the point here is that you actually get the pricing and you note that down into an Excel sheet. And at the end of the day, when you have gone through 10, 20, or as many clients as you have, then you actually go and you mark those answers and get them, feedback them back to you, to yourself, to your business, and then you decide on the pricing, comparing that again to the competitors and how you can actually leverage pricing to your benefit so that you can actually win over the competition. And the next step is to actually go back to the calls you had from step 2. Remember, I told you that we will use them in the future, and that's exactly where you're gonna use them. So go on those calls, listen to the problems that they had in the beginning and understand the problems that your target audience is having. Specify and niche down that target audience as much as you can, and once you've done that, then I guarantee that you will be able to create a really niche messaging that will resonate at scale. You want that, and then you go and validate that message. And how you do that? Well, it's time for step 5. It's time for you to spread the news. You have the case studies videos. You have the success. Now you need to make a business out of it. So how you build a business, you start by doing the process and defining a really specific process once. You replicate that process, which you have already most hopefully in the past, and you try to verify the steps that you need to take. Then you find the people who actually have the right mindset to build those steps. Once you've done that, I can guarantee that you will be able to scale that business and grow that business over time. So repetition is key for businesses to grow, and that's exactly what you should be aiming at. I also have a video about how you can hire people, so if you want to check more, make sure you check out the comments and you see this video and understand how to hire someone and what, in my personal opinion, the first hire a business should have should be. And then you want to grow more rapidly. So how you do that? And in some cases here, I listen to a debate and people say to me, why don't we grow more rapidly? We've proven that we have a business model. And that's a classic thing that you hear, especially for VC-backed startups who are trying to scale as fast as they can because they want to prove to investors that their business is making sense. Well, investors are pushing for growth, but you should be pushing for stable businesses. So what I'm saying is that until you have gone up until step 4 that I mentioned before and you actually have paying clients, I wouldn't even bother about growing my business. Now, once you go to that step and you have the case that you have everything, then you can actually grow. And in my mind, you can do that by multiple funding options that you can have, or by pushing the funding that you already have, but not only that at that point. Regarding the video of this week, if you have any concerns of how you can grow your business, you are actually afraid that you will fail if you start tomorrow, I'd be happy to answer your questions in the comments. And in my mind, you can do that by multiple funding options that you can have, or by pushing the funding that you already have, but not only that at that point. In my next video, this is exactly what I'm going to analyze. So if you want to check more, subscribe to the channel, like this video, put on the notifications button, and make sure that you check my next video next week. Thanks again for coming back to my channel. I hope I gave you value. Keep daydreaming. Bye.